I'm Stephanie Cole and I'm obsessed with Kmart Mums Facebook group pages.
And I'm Monique and I'm obsessed with pinatas. This is the Modern Adults podcast where we explore the modern adult landscape and ask dumb questions about adulthood so that you don't have to.
We really have no dignity.
All young men with suits and ties, just sitting in the crowd smoking big cigars. I hope you're ready for what's coming now. I'm the one on the lady that would bring it down.
I thought the thyroid was in your thighs the other day and it came crashing down. This shit is real. I'm getting bullied by everyone I know.
Coming up in this episode, we explore pursuing what you love versus stability, security, and all of that boring stuff you need to survive. How do you have it all?
But first, I really need to discuss friendships. I'm really that dumb. We've established this. Thyroid, thighs, same thing. But how do you approach friendships as an adult? How do you invest in the right people? Friendship. Can we put the Babysitters Club theme music over this bit?
Yeah.
Because I think it would be perfect. Hi, this is Stephanie from The Edits. No, I won't be including that song because I don't want to go to jail for including the Sleepover Club song in my podcast. As funny as that would be, and it feels right that I would, I really don't want to. Anyway, lately I have been perplexed by the old friendship game. Something I've been having deep conversations with my partner about just because I have a lot of social anxiety and sometimes I don't think I know how to do a friendship properly. And so I like to ask lots of questions about it and I come off really dumb. But anyway, so lately I've been trying to focus on myself and I want to surround myself with the people that make me feel good and who I feel like I can actually make a good contribution in their life. I don't want to waste anybody's time. And that's my big thing. I don't want to waste my time. I don't want to waste someone else's
Okay, I'm glad you mentioned your time because friendship's a two-way street. You don't want to just be like surrounding yourself with people that you give things to and you don't get anything back from.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. No, I want it to be a two-way street. And because I was starting to feel like I was surrounding myself with too many people that I wasn't getting any value from. And I didn't feel like I couldn't really be bothered to give value to someone else. And that's something that I've been kind of like reflecting on lately. And I've been asking my partner, Kate, about it a lot because she's a very extroverted person. She likes to recharge by being around people.
My God, that's such a mystery to me.
Yeah, I know, right? Whereas I'm very introverted and I could like go weeks without a single interaction with someone else and be completely fine. And I've been struggling with the idea that I'm a bad person because I don't want to be around someone else.
Yeah, okay.
Which is like not true all the time. Of course, I like being around people.
Yeah,
and
no, I know
like,
what you mean.
I love to help people and I love being around people, but I don't know. It was just something that I don't need.
Yeah.
And so I've been kind of struggling with that lately.
Okay.
And I wanted your perspective on how you approach friendship now.
Well, I think... So just a background for listeners who don't know us. So Steph and I graduated uni. I graduated recently and she graduated last year. And we had a pretty big group of friends at uni. And within that group of friends, I don't think we were sort of friends with everyone. And now that uni's kind of like ended, our friendship group's like fractured and blown up. And I've kind of had to decide like who I want to stay friends with out of that group.
Yeah.
And like, I think, is that like what you're kind of talking about? Is like you've had to sort of decide like, do I want to go to that massive thing with like 20 people or do I want to like arrange lunch with one person and a dinner with another person and, you know, or maybe like a board game night with 4 of us.
Yeah. And it's not that I like dislike people.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to, I'm not sure if it sounds selfish or not, which is what I'm like struggling with so much because I also have this other side of me with like my social anxiety where I'm like, I need everyone to love me. Yeah. And so I'm going to like make the effort to like know everybody just to make myself feel good. Yeah. But then I'm struggling with the other side. Like, I don't want it to be like a one-sided
Yeah, you only want them to like you because of social anxiety, not because you actually care what they think of you.
Exactly, which is super selfish of me. And that's what I mean by like not wanting to waste somebody else's time. I would rather know myself, who I want to be around and whatnot. So I've been almost kind of distancing myself from a lot of friendships just so I can like sit with myself and realize who I like being around.
Yeah, and like who you miss and like who you're like, oh, I see this meme, I should tag them. Like that sort of stuff.
Yeah. And I think it definitely comes down to like knowing yourself, what you value in another person and what you kind of want to bring to a friendship. And
what do you value in another person? Like give me a top 3.
I'm definitely drawn more to ambitious people, but that's just something because I am very ambitious myself, and so I kind of relate to it in that sense. And so I'm very big into like knowing people who are into like personal development and who are like wanting to grow, because there's nothing worse than just being like stagnant in a friendship and not growing, or you feeling like you are growing, but then someone is still like back in the past where you don't necessarily want to be. Yeah. Which is something that I'm kind of struggling with a lot of people, because they are in that spot, and I want to be someone who kind of can empower people, but I don't know when the point is where I'm like, no, like I need to kind of like move on. Yeah. And I don't want to hurt people's feelings, but like, I just need to do things for myself.
Different spots in life, and you're not sure if you want to. I get that. Like if you want to, I don't know. I get the same thing with like ambition. Like there's people who I'm like, if you need help, I'll help you. But there's other people I'm like, if you need help, you're probably not actually going to follow through with this. So there's no point in me helping you, I guess.
I mean, I read this like article recently about like the formula for a good friendship. Yeah. Just because I'm the worst, and I'm always on like WikiHow looking at like.
Did you get it from WikiHow? Okay, no, WikiHow is not. No. WikiHow. Fucking, this is going to be a segment. Hot tip number 1, WikiHow is not a guide for life. Don't follow it unless you're trying to like repair a shoe or something.
Side note, before I went on my first date with my partner, Kate, and I had no idea how to date whatsoever. And I was on an actual WikiHow document being like, what do you do on a date?
Do you know what? I am glad you found Kate.
Yeah.
Because she's very accepting. That's all I can say.
She thought it was cute.
Yeah, she did.
Yeah.
I don't think it's cute. Anyway, what's the formula?
Back to my formula. First, you've got to like trim the fat. Get rid of like everyone you don't want to be around and whatnot, which I think I'm doing quite well, but I am very like introverted, so I just do it naturally anyway. Yeah. And then be open for business, be open to like new friendships and stuff like that, which I think I am. Like, I mean, I don't really like to be around people anyway, but I wouldn't say I'm closed off to a friendship. I liked the concept of that, like friendships are kind of like the ultimate form of like networking and stuff, because there's like a side of it where you're like, you can be like life partners and like best friends with someone, but like you also want to be able to like collaborate with them in whatever way that kind of manifests in. And for me, I'm drawn to more people in my industry at the moment, just because I get a lot of fulfillment from doing that work, and I like being around people who get the same kind of fulfillment. So in that sense, I feel like I can empower other people in the friendship and they can empower me. So
so that's sort of like you're friends, but you're also like in the same industry working together. Yeah. Do you have any friends outside of your industry that you're going to like maintain?
Yeah, definitely. People from like my high school that I've known.
What do you get out of those friendships?
Just mainly like our experiences that we've been through together, and that I value their growth and like what they're doing in their life. So in that sense, I know they're always moving forward, and I like knowing about that, and I like hearing about it, and I like to be able to talk to them about where they're at.
Yeah. And it's not like just professional growth. It's like personal growth, like relationship growth.
Yeah. I mean, I definitely find it easier to have like friends in my like industry just because we have so many common interests, but I'm not straying away from like my other friendships just because it's
just
harder.
Because they can't make a film with you.
Yeah.
Fair.
Yeah.
I don't know if I actually want this on the podcast or not, but I've got like a literal, like physical list of like people who I'm like, I like you and I'm going to keep in touch with you. And then I like forget about people, and I look at my list and I'm like, oh shit, I haven't like spoken
You have a list?
I have a list of like, I went through and I was like, these are people who I'm going to work on my friendship and I'm going to like maintain this. And then other people I'm like, if they want to be friends with me, like I'll do it. But
That's actually a good idea. I think I'll do that.
okay.
Just because I
went through all the group chats and I'm like, yes, no. Like...
Is this in like one of your Excel spreadsheets?
It's not a fucking Excel spreadsheet, but it's written down.
I love the idea of you just having like everybody you know in a list, and like some are in green, some are in red. What's that sound? It's Stephanie's beautiful girlfriend. The most beautiful girl in the world. Here to share her beautiful thoughts. Babe, can you come here? What do you think of the podcast? It's good. Thanks. The most beautiful girl in the world. Here to share her beautiful thoughts.
This next topic comes from a question our friend Matt asked us.
Hi, Matt.
Hey, bud. Ready for the pitch on Monday? He asks, how do you find a way to follow your dreams whilst also like finding some sort of stability as you enter adulthood? So like for me, and I think also for Matt, because we're in the same industry, which is film, in case we haven't mentioned it, which we haven't, is like how to like do film and also make a living from that, basically.
What you haven't mentioned is the little side note he added to the question where he was like,
the side note is that Steph is so good at this, and like I want to know how she follows her dreams whilst also being creative, and said it was something he really admired about Stephanie, and it was
not about Monique though.
The nicest thing that's ever happened to Stephanie.
I had a little moment when Monique first read it to me. I was like, oh my God. Anyway.
Yeah, she cried.
Yeah.
Actually, she just like messaged back in all caps for like 40 sentences. That's okay. That's over now. It was like 2 months ago. Are you over it yet?
No, because it was so nice. I kind of want it framed.
Framed, the screenshot.
Yeah, next to my bed, and every morning I read it, and it just gives me the motivation to get up in the morning.
I'll make a note for your next birthday.
Yeah, please. Back to the topic. Matthew, I have a lot of anxiety, which I'm not sure you may have guessed.
Everyone knows it's fine.
Yeah, I'm just like, anyone who knows me just knows I'm like this bubbling anxiety ball of person. That's descriptive words. No,
starting with B.
Huh?
Bubbling ball.
Bouncing anxiety.
Bonkers.
Okay.
Blackjack? I don't know.
No,
you sucked at blackjack. Never mind.
Yeah. No, but I have a lot of anxiety that I'm never doing enough, or as soon as I stop, I have this feeling that if I don't keep going, somebody else will, and they'll get to it before me. I'm a very competitive person in that sense. Maybe it's not anxiety. I'm just like, I need to be the best. And if I'm not the best, then like, what's the point? And so like, I'm always constantly working towards my next project and completing it, and just because I love the growth factor of it. I like to finish something and know that I'm like better than before.
Yeah. But so how do you do those creative things, and also like how do you satisfy that creative itch and pay rent, which you do successfully?
Yeah, I mean, like before I got my full-time job
in a creative field.
Yeah, I was very lucky getting my first job, by the way. Monique hates this story because
I hate this story.
Basically I graduated uni and I was looking for jobs and I applied to one, and the first one and the only resume and like cover letter I wrote for and I got the job. But I'm a crazy person and I will like deep dive into anything that I do. And so when I'm applying for a job, I'm going all in. I'm learning everything I need to know about a company and like making sure I put my all into it. Otherwise,
if you hadn't got this job, you would have burnt out after doing that 3 times.
Yeah, probably. Yeah. I'm always moving on to the next shiny project.
Yes.
But I'm lucky in the sense that I am now surrounded by like a lot of wonderful, motivating people. And before getting this job, I wasn't really. It was kind of me having to kind of feel myself to do the things that I want to do. But it's really hard to do that when it's just one, you, and two, like the only people you're around are already burnt out and just like don't want to do anything. And so I found it incredibly difficult to like motivate myself to do something on my own, but that's not an excuse. And now that I know that, it's been good with my job because they're very motivating. And if you want to do something, they're just like, just do it though. And I'm like, but it's not that simple. And they're like, it is, just do it. And I'm like, okay, which is why I'm doing a podcast.
Yeah.
But if I do want to work on like me projects now that I feel like I'm in a different place and I am more motivated, that's definitely helped. But now if I want to complete something, I will find time to do it. There's always time in your day. You just got to like find it and schedule it. Yeah, basically. But for me, I don't work well at night. I'm very tired after a day of work. So my way of like solving that is to get up really early and do work. So some days I'll be up at 4, some at 5, and if I need to complete something, then I will just
this is like that. The opposite to me. I have 2 part-time jobs. One is kind of related to film and one is IT. So I very much like have my set working hours. Like I work 9 to 5, and that includes like on creative projects. I mean, like I do a bit of work in the evenings, but I try and spend like my nights unwinding, or else I'll go mad. And then I spend my mornings on a train asleep.
Yeah, but not everyone can kind of fit in what they want to do during the day. And so how do you fit that in? Or are you...
I value not doing work at home. This is not going well. I don't know. I try and sort of like if I have a day off, like today it's Saturday, it's 3:00. Sorry, this is probably going to ruin the podcast when we put it on. But like as soon as it hits 5:00, I'm done working for the day. Like on Saturdays, like I'll get up. Like this morning I've been doing research on some like stuff for a film and all of that. But like, I don't know. I can't do more than like 8 hours of thinking in a day.
But is that just because you've told yourself that? I mean, you are capable of doing it, but like, why do you want to cut it off? It's
because people used to keep calling me at like 10 o'clock at night to fix problems.
Fair.
And I said, no more. I don't want to be working at this hour of the night or your hour of the morning when you work. That's not my problem solving time. My problem solving time is in daylight hours.
But like working early in the morning is so good because nobody is awake. You can do what you need to do.
This is why I get messages from you at like 5 a.m.
Yeah. Because I'm up and I'm ready to go and I've already been awake for an hour doing stuff. I mean, some days I'm not productive in the morning. Some days I wake up and I'm like, I just want to watch like YouTube videos or like scroll on my Kmart Mums pages.
What are the mums up to?
A lot of Christmas stuff.
Oh, yeah.
It's Christmas.
We have to release this podcast before Christmas now.
Yeah. No, but if you want to do something, you just need to find a way to kind of set a small amount of time towards it, whatever time that be. If you need to like map out your whole day and work out where you have like chunks of time to put towards doing that project, then you need to do that. If you want something bad enough, you need to find time for it. And like if you wanted something bad enough, you would need to break your schedule. But at the moment, I don't think you have the need to. You don't need to.
No.
Whereas for me, it makes me happy to do that. And because I am working 8 to 5 every day, I need to find time in that day to kind of do all my side projects, because those side projects make me really happy. And if I didn't do that, then I would not be happy.
That's fair.
So that's my answer to that.
My answer is, please cut everything I said about everything. My answer is, the best advice I've ever been given to how to follow your dreams and stability is there's 7 days in a week. Spend 4 days working for money, doing whatever you need to support yourself. Spend 2 days a week working on creative projects, and then spend 1 day resting. The end. Well, that was the very first episode of Modern Adults. We hope you enjoyed it. If you have any thoughts, questions, queries, etc., please email us at modernadult@gmail.com.
And if you like what you've heard today, please leave us a review on any or your preferred podcasting platform, because it helps us out a lot.
Are you serious about the thyroid thighs thing?
Oh.
I thought that was a joke. I thought it was a really good joke.
No. My life's a joke.